Hello, friends. Welcome. Thanks so much, everybody. Welcome to the Waste Management Symposium for 2022. My name's Amy Hetherington. I'm going to be your MC over the next couple of days. Hello for people I've met before, for new faces, hi. Before I start, I'd like to acknowledge that we are meeting on Larrakia land and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I extend my gratitude and thanks to all First Nations in the room. Is everyone ready? Yes? Could I please get you to put your hands together? Welcome up to the podium, Local Government Association of the Northern Territory President, Kon Vatskalis.
Thank you, Amy, and I'm glad to see that motherhood hasn't weighed you down yet. But wait, it gets better as it goes on. Good morning, everyone, and we're here to talk rubbish. First of all, I would like to say that we are in Larrakia country, and I pay my respect to all traditional owners, and of course, the elders past, present, and emerging. And thank you very much to my dear friend James, who once again joined me. The first time we met was in 1999, and since then we keep meeting in places like this. And it's great to have you here, James, and I'm looking forward also to have you at our conference, and we'll talk about it later if you don't know about it. First of all, I would like to thank very much the Lodge Resort. I haven't been here for quite a while. It's interesting to come here and see that tourism is booming in the territory. There's a particular demographic group out there. They get the bus to explore the rest of the territory. It's really, really good. The only bad thing is you can't find a car park in the city, but I'm not complaining. I would also like to acknowledge the following dignitaries: the Honourable Lauren Moss, MLA, Minister for Environment, Climatic Change and Water Security, all the mayors, presidents, CEOs here today, Amy Hetherington, Darwin's Premier Master of Ceremonies, and I say that from experience. I did things like that when I was working for Leukemia Foundation and for the government. And I welcome you all to this forum, which I think is very, very important because the issue of waste is getting more and more pressing as the time goes by, because everybody wants their rubbish removed, and everybody will ring me and says, what's happening with my glasses? I can't see you recycling it. And I said, wait till you see about your solar panels, then you'll be complaining. So this is becoming more pressing and pressing all the time. In the next 2 days, we're going to discuss issues about recycling, about waste disposal, about waste transfer. Believe it or not, I've got some people from remote areas now talking to us. How can they transport their rubbish and dump it in our rubbish tip, which is going to be very interesting. And how do we transport material from a territory that we can recycle here to other places that they can recycle? Yesterday, local government officers attended the Waste Management Forum at the City of Darwin Civic Centre. That session was an opportunity for office workers working waste management to get together and discuss common and emerging issues. The officers talked about, among other things, how to better collaborate with community groups and across borders, the role of local government in tire stewardship, and ongoing issues with contract compliance in regards to construction of waste separation, disposal, and payment of fees. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have noticed, there was a change of government in Canberra. And if you notice, the change of government took place because a lot of people pay a lot of emphasis on the environment. The Teal independence election was surprising to all sides of politics. Here we've had people from very conservative electorates. They usually will vote one side of politics. They decide to go the other way and join forces. Okay, not close to the Greens, but something that really affects them. Environment, climatic change, and that saw a government losing power. So I think this new government now, it will pay a lot of attention to what people want, especially with climatic change. And of course, we actually urge them that part of the climatic change is recycling, and waste management. It's not about dumping waste. That was the easy part. I work as an environmental health officer since 1986, and I have visited a lot of rubbish tips in Western Australia, in the territory, in remote communities. Rubbish tips, where you put everything, you cover it, and after 20 years, you put more soil and create a golf course. Well, things have changed now. Rubbish tips is not a place to dispose things. Actually, it's a place where you can make money. I've got a very good example. All our putrescible waste in the city of Darwin, they go now and they're going to be transformed to compost, which is going to be on-sold to farmers all around the territory, even outside the territory. Glass. We can use glass for road surfacing. And I was talking to Leonie before, who is here, and she works for the dark side, the EPA, I told her that if the federal government changed the Australian standards, instead of 10% waste glass can go to the road surface, it goes to 20%, that make a hell of a difference in waste recycling and disposal. The same applies for car tires. And the other thing, of course, is what's happening with the incoming influx of solar panels. I know of only one company in Australia that actually can recycle solar panels. The territory, if you look at the roofs in the territory, they are full of solar panels. In 10 years' time, I'm going to have piles and piles and piles in the rubbish tip in Darwin that we wouldn't know what to do with them. Not to mention electric car batteries, that they'll be coming online in the next few years because everybody now loves an electric car. And of course, as price of power gets expensive, people invest in solar batteries. And in 6 years' time, especially in the tropical north, in Queensland and Northern Territory, they will go off because they can't operate anymore, and we have to do something with them. So all these emerging threats we've got in our area, and we have to address it. City of Darwin is very proactive to address waste management, waste disposal, waste recycling. We're trying to recycle anything we can from our rubbish tip. Every month we retract about 200 tons of steel, which is sent overseas to be reprocessed. Everything we do now, we recycle our waste from concrete and even bitumen, not to mention glass. But I still got problems with electronic goods and solar panels. Believe it or not, I spent more money in our rubbish than I spent in lighting and roads combined. This year, we're actually making a $43.6 million investment in our rubbish tip. Our biggest problem is we've got one rubbish tip for the broader Darwin area. Litchfield doesn't have one. Palmerston does not have one. So we're actually receiving the waste of 120,000 people every day in our rubbish tip, and we're the only one to operate it. If you think you've got a problem, think about us. And of course, the solutions, there aren't many at the moment. We're trying to find many. We find some. Actually, the green waste and putrescible waste can go to become compost. What are we doing with the excess glass, especially the brown glass? Everybody likes his wine or her wine, but I finish with the brown glass. Nobody wants it. Beer, it's easier. Aluminium, it's easier. Solar panel seals. Electric waste isn't. Electronic waste isn't. Air conditions, they have to be gassed and then be recycled. And they all stuck here because we're about 4,000 kilometers from Adelaide. So the places where the recycled waste is too far away from us, we haven't got anybody here. Would love to have more people here. If people want to come with innovative ideas, please do so. If you know somebody who wants to come and recycle solar panels, please do so. Let them talk to us. And of course, I have to get stuck into the government, because when I came here in 1993 as an environmental health officer, one of the first things I identified was the lack of rubbish disposal sites, and I urged the government to establish one. There isn't one yet. It's only 40 years later. We have to have one. We have to have located in a proper place, properly managed, and now with the new ideas about saving the environment and recycling in such a way that we can recycle as much materials as we can to divert them from just bury them. So it's going to be an interesting day. I will stick around to hear what the minister has to say, because at the end of the day, we can try to do as much as we like, but the government has to be part of it. Both level of governments, both federal and state government. We're happy to work with them. And you know, Legan's been an organization representing the local government in the Northern Territory. We actually, an organization, we're active in a political level, advocating on local government behalf and talking to people and raising the alarm on issues that affect our communities. At the same time, because Sean is listening out there, Legan's an organization that's employed a significant number of Indigenous people. 67% of our employees are Indigenous people. We're everywhere in the territory. We put $500 million in the economy in the territory every year. And of course, our councils are the ones that they know a lot about waste and waste disposal. And our councils are the ones that the government and the federal government doesn't talk to. They know everything by sitting in an office in Darwin or in Canberra, and they don't ask the people in Baralula or in Nuka or in Darwin or in Catherine. So let's get together. Let's think about it. What are we going to do with our rubbish? I'll tell you, there's a lot we can do about our rubbish to convert it from rubbish to money. Let's think, and at the same time saving the environment. You know, two things for your buck. let's do it. Let's get together, put and recycle ideas. Let's talk to each other about it, and let's learn from each other. Legand is here to listen. Legand is here to work with you to advocate on your behalf, on our behalf, and our council behalf to the government. And let's see if this teal revolution is going to translate to a change the way we're doing things. Thank you.